Okay, we're back. Nice to have a parts machine. As you see in the video, the power steering lines on the other combine were leaking. I've got hoses I could replace them with, or I came out here a little while ago and pulled the steering lines off of this one. A little bit fun, but they came off. So, yeah, nice to have a parts machine to get parts from when you need it. So I'll be back here in a moment. We'll get into the combine. Hang on. Okay, I have two choices here. I have these hoses, be a bit long, that will work because I've got the same end, same JIC ends. In fact, this fitting right here is off the combine. So here is the two lines that I took off the parts machine, and they are good to replace these two that run up that angle and up to there. So tomorrow, excuse me, that is the game plan, to pull one line, unhook them from the frame, pull one line off, replace it, then replace the other one. Minor fix. Minor. This is, I can't emphasize how much minor is for this combine. That's easy. But I got them. Got good used ones. And checked them over. Only thing is, there's a little bit of a flat spot right there, but it'll work. Going to my cousin's here in a bit. Sneak peek. And check the moisture on a couple of ears of corn that I've got. See what he thinks. We may, I don't want to, but maybe changing this thing over to run corn, which means I got to drop the chopper. I'm really not wanting to do it this time. I'd much rather cut the beans first, be done with beans, and then go to corn. But with the deer population the way it is, and the fact that they're eating it alive, I'm thinking that I might ought to shell the corn. That might be what I end up doing first. So, well, we got some work to do. Bunch of work to do, actually. But I'll get into that later. At any rate, guys, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm calling it a day. Kind of dealing with a sinus infection, and you lose the wanting to work real quick when your sinuses start hurting so bad you want to cry. So I'm calling it a day. It's going to rain again. I can feel it in my bones, literally. So I'm going to get out of here. But small problem with the hydraulic lines, power steering lines on the combine will be fixed tomorrow with the ones off the old 95. So we'll get into that tomorrow, guys. But for now, we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. We'll see you next time, guys. Well, hi, guys. Today is Monday the 29th of October. Trying to get power steering lines changed. And, of course, it wants to fight. It can never be just as simple as loosening lines and changing them. Nay, no, can't be that simple. It's got to be a pain and fight the whole daggone way. My fitting down there does not want to give, naturally. Got it broke loose, but of course the nut on the line won't turn. I had to fight to get it loose up here, which it is, but as with everything else, it refuses to come loose down at the bottom. Why can't things ever be simple? So you gotta wage war with it. Now we can take it off easy. See? Simple. Now, got to match this line. That always helps. To the appropriate line. Which is never the most simple thing in the world. But it's something you learn to anticipate. Because you know, things can never quite be as simple as they seem. Get some oil in that. Little used motor oil. All I want to do is get some down in that thread, or down in that Make this a little simpler back together. Oh yeah, that's better. Never underestimate the power of good used motor oil. Especially old black nasty diesel oil. Now the trick is how is this one going to fit? And will it fit? Not without some modifications. Naturally, of course, right? So, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to have to modify this line because it's shorter here to here than this is. A little bit of difference. So, we'll be back here in a bit, guys. Oh, hi, guys. It's been a couple hours since we last spoke. When I said taking lines off one combine to use on another should be fairly simple. Boy, was I wrong. Both lines I had to do some rebending. For whatever reason, this combine, this line, first line here, is bent different. I should get you up where you can see something. This line right here originally came up to about here. So I had to do some serious rebending to get it to fit this machine and be long enough down here for the power steering hose. So it's never quite as easy as you would think. Now I've got both lines on in place. And once they're in place, that's when you tighten everything up. Unfortunately, this top one had to take the fitting off both ends in order to get it on there. Okay, those are tight. Now, and of course, it's never quite as simple as taking everything loose. Because everything ends up in new and exciting positions. that make it such an oh so much of a joy to get to. Ow. Okay. Okay. All done. All the lines are back on. Everything is bolted down, including the little tab under here. The lines are greased. Yeah, buddy. But 3 hours worth of work later, it's got good hydraulic lines again for the power steering. And I didn't have to make anything. I just had to modify the fit. Sounds simple enough. The old lines both had a bad spot. You do the redneck trick. You split a piece of hose, slide it over, put 3 hose clamps, one on the hole and one on either side. And it'll get you by in a pinch. This was the same way. But like everything else, they, finally do go bad, and it's time to put them out to pasture. But I do have a really good steering hose now, pre-bent, see? And that'll get put up on the part shelf. But you never know when you might need one of those. Well, I believe that brings us to an end of this one. Kind of not entirely what I wanted to do today, but that's what you end up doing. Day is Monday the 29th. It's rained Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's clear and sunny out. Well, partly cloudy and sunny out. But there's more rain on the way for Wednesday, Halloween. It's never a good thing. I do have several trees now to deal with that are down. One being right there where that dead ash was, around that big pin oak, and then one down at the end. They both fell Friday night. Go figure, right? I don't know how much rain we've got today, over this weekend, but really kind of funny to look at this, because that over there is dry, and you go down where those 3 pin oaks were that died, that I cut down, it's wet. You get past it and it gets dry again down where those big pin oaks are. And in that far corner down there, you can see it's a different color, which it's like the soil across the road. It's different from where we're standing. But ain't a lot I can do about it. But, farm it. That's all I can do. kind of, as you can see, there is some green starting to poke up through. That's grass. I'm still waiting for the wheat I planted down there across the field in strips to start coming up. Hasn't come up yet, but next few days it should be up. It's been in the ground. It was in the ground a week ago Saturday. So next few days it should start poking its little heads through the ground. The only reason I planted it is to slow water down moving that way. It's the only reason I planted it. I'll either go in this spring and spray it, which I doubt. It may get baled as hay. That's a possibility depending on what it looks like. Or just disc it under. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it'll be something. I don't know what my beans are over there. I'm going to go over there in a few minutes and check them. It's just wait and see game. I have to wait and see if that poor pin oak right there is alive next year. I have my doubts now, but I have to wait and see. I still believe the water line over in the road is leaking, and that water has found a way under the road via the roots of the trees. The only thing that makes any sense. That spot down there where those three were is wet. You wouldn't want to try to walk across it right now because you'll sink. But yet, just up from it, it's dry. So, go figure. At any rate, guys, I'm going to get it out of here. I got other things to do today. So, we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Who knows, maybe I'll put the head on yet today. Those beans look like, decent. We'll find out in a little bit. But we'll see you next time, guys.